By the way, we have a packed show. We've got loads of guests tonight, including Stephen Hendry coming up a bit later on. We've got someone for Challenge Hendry. We've also got a lady coming into the studio, Jay. She be going by the name of Charlotte Bain. We've also got Michael Bonnet coming onto the show, talking about the film Avatar. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't.
Talking about 3D?
No.
Talking about that. We've got Gordon Smart on the phone, and also we've got Noel Gallagher, friend of the show, Noel Gallagher.
Charlotte Bird's coming on and talking about...
She's going to some pole 300 miles away. She's trekking there.
When you talk about girls and poles, I kind of get quite excited.
Lap dancing.
No, that's
Not that.
okay.
Right, our next guest goes by the name of Ian Carpenter. He's an author of a book called Guardianwork. I'm going to give it to you in a minute, Joe. I'm just going to read out something from it. And basically, it's I haven't read it yet, although he did email me to say, Page 8,
what did you say?
I haven't read it yet. I only got this book last night. But I tell you why I've got it, because he emailed me on Facebook and said, I've got this book out. And I went, send me a copy of the book, we'll get you on the show. I'll let him explain what the book is about. He should be there now. Good evening, Ian.
Hello, Mr. Goldstein, Mr. Camden.
How are we?
Are you alright, Ian?
Yeah, very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I haven't read the book, I haven't read the page 8. Before we talk about what's on page 8, tell myself and Jason and all our listeners exactly what the book is about.
Okay, what it was, I was going through redundancy at work, as so many people are at the moment, and I got the Guardian newspaper, and you know the jobs in the Guardian are all pretty posh and you don't really understand what they mean. So I thought, well, I'm going to apply for every single job in this newspaper.
Every single job?
Every single job.
Now, can I ask, when you came up with this idea, did you think, because I'd quite like to be an author and this would make a good book, or did that come afterwards?
No, it just literally came afterwards. I was doing it as a blog. Me and a mate at work that challenged me to do it. So literally every day I was applying for a different job. So, like, for instance, I applied to be an acrobat at the Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
And I applied to be a sort of international currency trader at some major Swiss bank. And I'm obviously not qualified for these sorts of things, but they have to take me seriously, because obviously I was applying. So
How many jobs are we talking about, Ian, in total?
about 450.
How many replies did you get?
Quite a few. The book is basically just a summary of the funniest ones.
Oh, okay.
For example, I mean, the Swiss bank one, in the advert actually said, could you please send a recent photograph? And I was thinking, that's not surely right, is it? Is that right? So I sent them a picture of my mum and dad's cat, Whiskey.
That's a recent photo.
Yeah.
Didn't say what of.
And what happened? Did you get a response back from them?
I actually did, and it wasn't from sort of just some HR person. It was from the chief executive of this Swiss bank, saying that they would like to interview the cat. Can we travel alone? So a lot of people did take it in the kind of vein that it was meant to be taken in. So it was good.
How many interviews did you attend?
None.
Oh.
Well, I had a full-time job, and I was doing this thing at night, so I didn't really have time to sort of take time off. So
where does it go? So you've applied for all the jobs, you've got all the responses. What was the next step? Was there another one, or is it just applying and then response?
Apply, then response, and then I just keep it going as far as I... Because you know the Time Waster Letters by Robin Cooper?
The what, sorry?
Time Waster Letters by...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a kind of a bit like that, really.
Oh, okay. Over what period of time are we talking from sending them all off to getting the last reply?
It took about 9 months.
Ian, let me ask you this question, okay? What have you learned from this? Because I kind of get the feeling if you're unemployed and you apply for every single job, you're going to get something at some stage. Did you come away thinking that I could actually get one of these jobs?
You did, yeah. I mean, I've got a degree and stuff, and so some of the jobs I was actually qualified for.
What, more money than you're on at the moment?
Yeah. So,
Were you tempted,
apart from
Ian?
the Soleil job...
Were you tempted?
Well, I did actually apply, when Steve McLaren got sacked from the England job, I actually applied to be manager of England's football team. So I sent an email to Brian
You didn't send a picture of the cat again, did you?
Put him up front.
Although the cat's probably a better footballer than I am, to be quite honest.
Oh, right.
But, and I mentioned, and I didn't get a response from them, but I actually mentioned H&J from TalkSport when I applied to be manager of Spurs.
So hold on, let me just get this right. The Spurs actually advertised the vacancy for manager in the Guardian?
Well, no, what it was, because I was doing it as a blog, there were people reading it every single day, And so as these people were gradually being made unemployed, they were sort of challenging me to apply for these extra jobs.
I see. So they were laying down the gauntlet, so
They were, exactly. So, I mean, there was a manager of England, manager of Spurs. I applied to be leader of the Liberal Democrats.
So what have you learnt, Ian?
Sorry, before you ask that, did you just do one standard letter and then just print it to everyone, or did you...
No, each individual letter.
Wow.
Each sort of geared towards their advert and kind of mentioning something a little bit funny about it.
So what did you learn then, Ian?
I just learned that actually, in a funny kind of way, it was meant to be kind of just a parody, but actually does highlight how difficult it is for people. I mean, like I say, I've got a degree, but I wasn't, I mean, for example, one of the jobs I should have been qualified for, I entered online, and within 2 minutes, I was rejected. And it was like a Sunday morning, so I was thinking, well, someone probably hasn't actually read that. That's not really fair, is it? And
No,
it's kind of highlighted the difficulties that it is and how hard it is to get a job. You see what I mean?
How difficult is it, Ian, to do what you did, to write the blog, to write this, and then get a book deal on the back of it?
Well, I took it into the mate of mine, Simon at work, that had challenged me to do it. So
Took it into Simon?
Yeah.
Okay, he's not an author, is he?
He's not, no.
Okay, or publisher.
No. And I just whacked it on his desk and I said, there you go, I've applied for every single job. And he said, that's a book there, Ian. Why not try and get it published? So I thought, I hadn't intended on doing that, but I thought, you're absolutely right, there's like 100,000 words there. So I got a copy of the Writers and Artists Yearbook, which has got like all the publishers' addresses in. And I went down through alphabetically, A, B, and the second person, B, Beautiful Books, said yes.
And this is on Beautiful Books?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So it was kind of a little bit weird because I was living in Basildon at the time, and there I was, sort of having a meeting with these publishers in Piccadilly.
Well, listen, there must be people listening to this show at the moment who either...
There must be, Joe.
Well, hopefully. who are particularly happy in their job, okay, and they're thinking of changing, and sometimes changing a job can be quite a scary affair because you're settled there, you know what you're doing, you're comfortable. What advice would you give, bearing in mind you've applied for... How many jobs you say? 450
in total, yeah.
So what would be your advice?
Just to be natural and to try and be yourself, really.
But what about, did you make any of the information up? And
No, it's absolutely my CV, which, considering I've got like a banking history, when applying to be the acrobat, it didn't really fit. So it was kind of a bit like that, really, so...
You can blag, I suppose. I mean, you think of some of the stuff. If you blag, you can get a long way in life. I mean, look where you are.
Look where we are now. We stack shelves for a living.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
What do you do for a living, Ian?
I'm property manager.
Okay. And what about the sideline of becoming an author? Is there like Guardianwork Book 2 coming out soon? Do you have any?
There is, yeah. People will be able to find it from my blog. If you put Guardianwork into Google, it should just come up as the blog, and there's several different ideas that I've got going on at the moment. So, yeah, I'm still writing. I didn't mean to be a writer, but I enjoyed it so much. It was such a good laugh.
And how long's the book been out for?
It was published in June last year.
Okay.
I took it to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, did a stand-up gig.
Yeah. You did a stand-up gig?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not a stand-up, believe you me.
No, I can hear.
Yeah. So, in front of 60 people, it was a bit scary.
Wow.
But, yeah, it was good.
Have you got any other ideas of what you're going to do?
I thought you were going to say, have you got a joke for us?
A joke?
Have you got any other ideas as to what you want to do for your next book, perhaps?
There was a local newspaper, one of the local rags, had a competition to win tickets to a bowl final. You know, the ones at Popper's Leisure Resort?
I've been there.
Yes, as was I last year.
Yeah.
Because I entered the competition thinking, who would enter the competition? And I won.
Okay.
And I won the ticket.
You saw a book?
I had to go all the way up to Popper's Leisure Resort, as you know, in the Army. And that cost me about 250 quid. And I got the tickets, they were complimentary tickets at the desk, and I looked at the ticket price, they were £6 each. So I'm now sort of 228 quid down on the deal, do you know?
That's not good, is it?
No. So I reckon that one might cost me a bit of money.
Oh, well, listen, it's a pleasure speaking to you. Thanks for contacting me on the Facebook.
No, thanks very much, Henry. Thanks for getting back to me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. I spoke to my secretary and she did it all for me.
Brilliant.
As if I've got one. It's called Guardianwork.
Yeah.
And it's out now. Ian Carpenter is the author. And it's available from all good and bad bookshops, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Ian, thanks for speaking to us on
Good luck.
Sport. Have a good week.
Yeah, thanks very much. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, pal.
Anyone listening to this now that's a member of the Andy Goldstein apostrophe S now, as it is.
Oh, I didn't tell you that, but yeah, it's apostrophe S.
So if there's anyone out there that might have something like this that they want to share with us, a listener.
Are you basically saying that said then we can steal their idea?
No, basically they can pad the show, so Jumper John doesn't do as much work. I mean,
Doesn't do any work.
we've just taken out, basically, Ian has just given Jumper John 15 minutes there. He didn't have to graph for.
No. Jumper John hasn't grafted since someone said that jumper's going to cost you £7, and he went, I'll give you £5. That's the last time Jumper John grafted. Okay, we're going to have a £7. Alright, we're going to have a quick break. When we come back, we will be speaking to the greatest snooker player that has ever walked the planet, 7-time world champion, Stephen Hendry, for a bit of challenge Hendry. Right after this on Andy Goldstein Sports Bar with the Nicorette and Busy Patch.
The Sports Bar.